suffering, and regret right now for the Bitcoin Moon Boys as we send our parents text after text hoping that they feel bad enough for us, degenerate internet money gamblers, to let us move back into the spare bedroom where we once hid our dirty socks. Bitcoin plunges lower and lower, just like the baby bull's desire to wake up day after day in what may be considered the biggest dump fest of a century. But do the Moon Boys have just enough juice in their caboose to give one final reach-around surprise to the baby bears? I'm on the brink of financial ruin. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications so you miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. As well, if you guys are interested in any bonuses, securing your crypto for a long time, trading or shorting or longing this market, absolutely, what disgusting chaos. The shorters are at all-time highs in terms of their portfolio value, as really the only people making money right now are shorting Bitcoin. Is it too late? Or in fact, is there more dumpiness to occur? That is the question. That is what we're going to be dumping into in this webisode. And as well, I have one Twitter and one Instagram, and all other accounts that are not in my description are not my account. They're fake accounts. Without any further ado, let's get dumped on. It burns, it hurts, I wish it would stop. As Bitcoin right now initiates continued dumpage, as we see two consecutive gigantic weekly candles to the red side, preceded by 5 absolutely massive red weekly candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are now, as of the last few hours, we have opened up a 7th weekly candle, and you guess it's red. It's not green, it's very red. But at this very second, we are coming into contact as we slide lower and lower with a very critical level. And I fully believe that today is going to be, this week 1000%, but also today specifically, as it already has shaped up to be one of the dumpiest days, we're going to see some very, very, very big dumpage this week. And that also increases the chance of some sort of baby bounce. That does not mean that that baby bounce will take us into a bull market. Absolutely not. However, a reaction bounce somewhere here is very, very likely. Sometime this week. I personally think it could be today. It could be as you're watching this video. Just maybe 20 minutes after I record the video. However, I fully anticipate more dumpage throughout this week regardless. And today as well. But as of this second, we've now breached below 34, 33, and even 32K, going down to that very critical level. And you can see the dumpiness is enveloping the entire crypto space, with us dipping below the daily 30 line on the RSI for the first time since the beginning of 2022. And this has only happened a handful of times over the past 2 or 3 years. Only just a handful of times. And we're there on the daily chart. The weekly chart is looking absolutely very, very dumpy as well. You can see the lowest that it's been basically since the crash we saw back in March of 2020. Which was the beginning of a massive slingshot to the upside. If you bought there right around 3 to 4K, you would have done very, very well over those next 6 to 12 months. Extremely well. But Bitcoin is now breached below this structure completely, and we see that dumpage absolutely accelerating, which is to be expected after breaking such a long-term weekly trend line. So dumpiness confirmed, absolutely. We've absolutely broken out of this or begun this massive bear flag as well. And really, there are a few key levels we need to look at. But before we do as well, it's not just Bitcoin. And everyone knows this. The stock market, Bitcoin, all extremely correlated. And these have been dumping for weeks and weeks. And Bitcoin has as well. The stock market basically topped out the very last day of 2021. The stock market has been dumping the entire year so far, just massively. But as well, we're not seeing the DXY actually pump too much today. We're just seeing absolute carnage with Bitcoin. And before we continue with that, let's take a look here. So Bitcoin tumbles more than 50% below its all-time high as crypto plunges again. Again, the all-time high was right around 69,000. Very nice. And now it is below not only 33, but also 32,000. Will it be below 31 by the time this video gets uploaded? But to sum it up, inflation fears, worries about big interest rate hikes from the Fed, and jitters about a possible economic slowdown rattled Wall Street and sent bond yields skyrocketing. And Jay Hatfield, CIO of Infrastructure Capital Management and manager of the Infra Cap Equity Income ETF, says he believes Bitcoin could plunge as low as 20K by the end of this year. And as well, most importantly, the fear and greed index is at 11, very extreme fear. We covered this yesterday when it was like 18. Now it's at 11. As it stays in extreme fear and continues to dwindle into further and further extreme fear, many people believe this is the time to DCA. If you look at the entire cryptocurrency subreddit, it is basically all people saying, it's very bearish. Everyone's very bearish. This entire thread is very bearish. In the past, those have marked very good bottoms. I do believe that it's very likely we could see that move below 30K. In fact, it's very, very likely at this point. However, I do believe that percentage-wise, these are levels that I would be comfortable accumulating long-term, but there is absolute risk. And with Bitcoin setting new lows of this year, it is possible to see, mid 20,000s. Absolutely. Below 30K, it's very likely, if we break below 30K, this is one of the things we talked about. If we break below 30K, then it's very likely that we go significantly below, because if we break below 30K, those lows of 2021 were in the $28,000 range. And if we don't see a bounce around 30K, it's very likely we're going to go at least to those lows of 28.8. But the big thing is here, if we break those lows, then all bets are off. That's what's most important here. If we break those lows, all bets are off. SPX has somewhat of a similar structure, and stock market has a somewhat similar structure, but it's objectively a little bit different than Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin does print its own macro patterns more frequently than, say, something like the stock market. However, as you can see, how much are we even down today? We're getting close to 10% down today. So that's pretty big. Really, since the month of May began, Bitcoin is down like an additional 20%. So overall, from all-time highs, Bitcoin is now down about 55% almost. So very big. Now, just for worst case doomsday scenario, what in the past, 80-85% drawdowns would look like. Again, I don't think this is realistic, but 85% drawdown will put us to about 10K. Now, I don't think that is likely at all. Okay, that's just my opinion. Could it get there? Absolutely. These are just my opinions. But I really think Bitcoin would have a difficult time getting to even 20K. But we have to realize that if Bitcoin would ever do something like that again, because Bitcoin did not go up nearly as much percentage-wise as it has in the past, if Bitcoin would have an 85% drawdown from the all-time highs at about 69, that would destroy all structure that people have been commenting on and analyzing for the past entire history of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has never gone on to make an all-time high in a bull market and then ever revisit anything below the previous all-time high before that. So for example, the previous all-time high was right around 20K, but the all-time high of the 2013 run was about 1,100. And the very lowest Bitcoin went after it hit 20K was 3,000. So it didn't really get even close to that 1,100. It would have to have dropped about an additional decent percentage to get down to those previous lows. So this was the high here, the all-time high. If it would have came down here, it did not. But that's what a 10K Bitcoin would do from where we are now. Basically saying 20K, even revisiting 20K would be shocking for past market structure and would be absolutely detrimental. That's why I think we're at the very least going to see somewhat of a significant baby bounce at the 30K level. As you guys new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications, so this is absolutely time-sensitive alerts. As well, if you guys are interested in shorting the market, trading, make sure to get all the bonuses below. There's also simulated trading on Femex right here. Very beneficial if you want to risk no money and just practice. Hey, you could have some fun in this extremely turbulent, volatile market without risking any money. So you could do that here, just have some fun trading and learning the ropes of a very volatile, absolutely massive bear market, dumpage. But as well, I have one Twitter and one Instagram, and all the other accounts of me are fake. Those are the only ones, and they're in my description below. Without any further ado, that's it for me.